everybody, and welcome to Vintage Markets Inside the Charts. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So, latest data release showed us that consumer sentiment in the US has tumbled while long term inflation expectations have jumped. Add to that the tariff threat, and we still see market nervousness. We saw a strong sell off in global markets, with gold continuing its rally. And I like to start here with a chart of dollar Swiss because this is very high on my watch list. So this is the daily chart, and as we can see on the daily, we are in a downtrend, clear series of lower highs and lower lows. We also have the moving averages 10, 20, 50, all fanning, all in the correct order for a downtrend. And we can see here we had nice convergence on the momentum indicators, and now we're pulling back. Now, where we're pulling back and consolidating above is the round number of 0.88, and it's also been a level in the past. And we can see that even here on the daily chart previously before the break to the lower low, and also here as well. So what I want to see is a bit more compression above that area, and I'll be looking for a continuation of the move. If we take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see that we had a very strong push to a lower low, and then we basically went sideways. So the buyers haven't been able yet to push the price higher, and if the sellers will take over, break through this level, then the next line of potential defense by the buyers could sit around the 0.7030. If we'll take a look here on the monthly chart, we can see that the monthly hasn't been able to make a higher high. Now I'm looking for a continuation of the move, but I'm keeping in mind that if we'll see more buyers coming into this market, then this could potentially turn into a higher low, which is the reason why I'm looking for a strong compressions of price above this level before looking for a break and a continuation of the move. Similar story is dollar yen. So this is the daily chart, and on the daily, we can see that we've started here a small uptrend. But if we'll take a look on the weekly chart, we can see that the weekly has made a lower low, and now we're pulling back. So we're back into the averages, although we don't have yet the moving averages in the correct order for a downtrend. And in fact, we went from a higher high to a lower low. So I'm looking for, again, more signs that sellers are joining back this market. If we'll take a look on the monthly chart, we can see that the monthly has printed a lower low and a lower high. So we could see a continuation of this move. So coming back into the daily chart, we can see here as well this high that the buyers has made through this new uptrend haven't been able to clear this previous lower high, and we're falling back from it. So I'd like to see again another lower high forming here, and then I'll be looking for a continuation of the higher time frame move. If, on the other hand, we're going to see some strength coming back to the US dollar, then what I'll be looking for is on pound US. So we can see here on the higher time frame, if we'll take a look on the weekly, we can see that we had a very strong push higher, and similar to dollar Swiss, we started to go sideways. What I like about this one is that we found resistance at the 1.30 level. So if we'll get a bit more compressions of price above this level, I'll be looking for a continuation of this pullback to around the 127.50 area. We can see we had a couple of touches, those spikes here at that area just previously. So I'm not looking for a higher time frame move here. I'm looking for a lower time frame to continue with this pullback. Lastly, I want to take a look at the chart of gold. So we've seen gold continuing its rally. Now, taking a look here on the weekly chart, and I drew the Fibonacci retracement of this latest move. And we can see we have the 61.8% retracement clustering with this previous high that was able to push back into the averages inside the buy zone. So that is around the area of 2780. But this market has been rather strong. So we might not get that pullback into the 61.8% retracement. We might end up with a bit more of a shallow pullback. And the area that I'm looking at is in and around the 2960 level. We can see that was the previous swing high. We'll see there was a bit of consolidation there on the daily chart, and that also is the 0.23% retracement. If and when the market will pull back into that area, it will also be closer to its moving averages. So if we'll take a look here on the daily chart, we can see this consolidation that we had, just a couple of touches before we broke to a high that continued to another higher high. So I'd love a pullback on a short-term opportunity into that 2960. And for a deeper pullback, I'll be keeping an eye on the pullback to the 61.8% retracement, which sits in and around that 2780. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.